Cheer up, dude. It's Christmas.
If you're anything like me, you've been watching a fair amount of Christmas movies during the Christmas period, and it occurred to me that Christmas has a very tactile aesthetic quality that doesn't normally garner the term cinematic. And I actually think Christmas is very cinematic. It very much capitalizes on the atmosphere of the season, and I just wanted to have a think and look at what makes Christmas cinematic. I would say Christmas is cinematic and uses that term cinematic probably in the way that we often don't talk about. And what I mean by that is in terms of storytelling, not just the technicalities of lighting and the atmospherics that come with Christmas and the fairy lights, Christmas lights, the warm tones of the indoors, fireplaces, and the cold exteriors, moonlight, snow. Whether it's a Coca-Cola meets Santa Claus very commercialized tale, or whether it's a blend of many family type values and or stories that's been used for thrillers, action, drama, many different genres. However, it often has a very strong visual aesthetic, and the term cinematic very much overused. I think I would like to, in this case, look at the cinematic term in the context of Christmas and how it looks and use a story. With that being said, I'm gonna look at a couple of clips and just see if I can see what makes Christmas movies Christmas. Quick disclaimer, which may be obvious, most of these movies are not about the traditional meaning of Christmas.
Santa, what's Christmas really about?
Vengeance!
Presents, I suppose.
Now, I appreciate this rarely or none of these have much, if anything, to do with what Christmas is about, but for the context of looking at Christmas movies and cinematic films which are actually made in production, I thought it would be a little bit of fun for this time of year. I do think these films have an important place and actually connect, and if cinema isn't about connection, I don't know what it's about. Often movies are accused, or at least Christmas movies, of being too sentimental or overly sentimental, but I honestly think this is one of the cornerstones of Christmas movies. Christmas movies often are not afraid to tug at the heartstrings and to really have characters have a journey. There's always such strong messaging around family and just values that are wholesome. And I think that just helps to connect the audience with it. And whether it be in regards to loss or a character wanting something or struggling with something, Christmas films use this tool of sentiment to really make that connection. In many cases, there are often many characters within the film that are having character arcs, and it's just lovely to always have a happy ending and to see connections on screen, especially around this time of year. I don't think anyone could accuse Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol of being overly sentimental. However, it definitely tugs at the heartstrings and tells a powerful story of redemption of the character Scrooge. And when faced with Tiny Tim's death, it really is the pivotal moment that changes, and he does a 180 on his trajectory as well as his character. It's an amazing payoff to have a character go the way that you want them to be restored and for the future to be bright. It's a Wonderful Life, as ever, nails both the highlights of life but also the despair in it, and I think they definitely didn't pull any punches. the shot with the motivated camera movement really does help draw you in. I don't even think I need to say anything about it, but again, the payoff and the happy ending with it just creates that feel-good factor. There's no ambiguity in the ending within Christmas movies, or at least the ones that are joyous. It really doesn't. Christmas movies generally don't have any ambiguity. There is a happy ending and there is that completion, and you always come away joyful. This introductory scene from It's a Wonderful Life tells you everything you need to know about the main character. It's a very powerful piece of storytelling done within 30 seconds. I'll let the scene speak for itself, and I've left a few notes on the side for you.
Mr. Gower, you don't know what you're doing. You put something wrong in those capsules. I know you're unhappy. You got the telegram and you're upset. You put something bad in those capsules. It wasn't your fault, Mr. Gower. Just look and see what you did. Look at the bottle you took the powder from. It's poison, I tell you, it's poison. I know you feel bad. Don't hurt my sawyer again. Don't hurt my sawyer again.
Oh, George. George.
Oh, Mr. Gower, I would never tell anyone. I know your feeling. I would never tell so. Hope to die, I won't.
Okay, it's getting a little bit heavy, so let's switch gears and look at some of the lighter side of life in the comedic aspects of Christmas movies.
Hello.
Okay, I had to go with a few clips from this very popular movie. I don't need to tell you what it is. It's a family favourite, one for kids, and it's very much slapstick in the style of Tom and Jerry, you might say, but yeah, an absolute classic. And point here might be the fact that traditionally, Christmas movies probably didn't have this level of comedy in, but it's definitely a welcome addition, and it has its time and place.
I'm not scared.
Denial is to be expected in the face of pure evil.
I don't think so.
It is such a shame that comedy actors generally don't win many awards. Jim Carrey absolutely nailed this part.
Kids today, so desensitized by movies and television.
Okay, understand this in for extra measure.
This is the concierge, sir.
I knew it was you. I could smell you getting off the elevator. Don't give me that. You've been spooching with everybody. Snuffy, Al, Leo, little Mo with the gimpy leg, Cheeks, Boney Bob, Cliff. No.
It wasn't until recently that I recognized that Christmas with the Cranks was shot on 2x anamorphic. There's not many movies that use 2x anamorphics for Christmas films outside of the more action die-hardy types, and in this case, as well as the set direction, art direction that really lean into Christmas, it helps to create that sentimental feeling, and the way that they use the anamorphics and the shooting style in this film is beautiful. It's using the atmospherics of the snow, it's using the sentimentality that we discussed earlier, but it's also giving you space and time. Just letting that scene breathe and that you take it in, and the weight of the character's decision. It's wonderful. And again, going for that warm, homely lit vibe. I love how it's both cool and warm at the same time. It's a very popular Hollywood, teal and orange look that they go for. Although it's a little less teal and more traditional blue, I would say. But again, that picturesque, almost postcard feeling to it. As you get to more modern retellings of classics, we see a lot more movement employed. However, we can still see subtle storytelling with motivated camera movements based around the story and what's happening within the scene. Christmas movies are really able to capitalize on that tactile feel of both warm and cold, Like I keep mentioning the atmospherics, but I find it to be so important. But the scope of storytelling and imagination in Christmas films lends itself to a wide range of motifs and visual looks. Here we see 2x anamorphic at play again, which for Christmas just looks wonderful. It's not a Christmas movie per se, but it is a scene from a movie that has a strong Christmas visual.
It's great. It's a good feeling. It's really better than I felt in a long time. I'm ready. Have a Merry Christmas, everybody. Did I forget something, big man?
God bless us, everyone. God bless us, everyone.
God bless us, everyone.
Dude, you could not be a bigger dork.
You're so lame.
That was so cheesy.
Really? Because I felt like it was right.
Now I could go on talking about this for a lot longer, but this video is getting a little long, and there's only one more thing I think I will bring up. It's the element that ties it all together. Oh, lovely barrel distortion there. Christmas can just not get away from family and family values. However, the thing that I want to bring up in this final segment, what I might say is the unifying theme around Christmas films, is hope. If you were to take the biggest films or even franchises of all time, you'll see something across all of them. They're all movies about hope, something that is hopeful, something that is looking for change, longing for a different world or a different outcome to where the protagonist or that world is heading. Christmas is among the most hopeful films that you'll ever get to see. There is always, I would say, a happy ending. There was always that overcoming and that victory. Even in today's modern day filmmaking, where you often don't always have a true hero or a true victory, it's very different. I think Christmas movies still strive to maintain that level of sentiment, that level of hope. I mentioned earlier that the original meaning of Christmas was not really in many of these films, but it's no surprise that a lot of these movies harken back to hope. Essentially what the original Christmas message was all about. Christmas is really about the birth of Jesus, basically God stepping into humanity and bringing redemption or reconciliation, you might say, back to humanity. That's a whole nother area that I could get into, and maybe one of these days I'll start a new philosophical channel and love to get into that, as well as the religious iconography and how it's used and how it's influenced both art and eventually art influencing cinematography. It's lovely to see that original thread of story that is present, make it all the way through to modern Christmas films that continue to have that story of reconciliation built into the fabric, just woven into it. It's very easy making films for shock value or horror or violence or even action. It's a much harder job to make than something uplifting, something hopeful, something joyful, something full of light. Just seems to be a little less present in the world of filmmaking. So again, another reason why I do love these Christmas films, because it's just bringing something positive to the world. I would really be interested to know what you think about Christmas films and what's your favourite, and indeed what do you think might make it a cinematic or not cinematic at all, but enjoyable. However you celebrate Christmas, I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.